killing me softly. So now we know that the suspect has been arrested in the sending of the suspicious packages. He is a 56-year-old white man arrested in Florida. He's from New York. He is a registered Republican. There are pictures of him at Trump rallies with a Make America Great hat on. He also has the lying media on his van. Here is the thing. I cannot say that political upheaval is new. It is not. Anger and vitriol is new. It is not. But I've never seen the leader of the free world, the President of the United States, stoke such anger and you've never seen a President of the United States calling the media the enemy of the state and only using, when you only use one media outlet to get your message across, that is, in fact, that has become the state-run media center. That's what that is. It is the state-run. That's what dictators do. They talk to the state-run media, and they get their message out and it's amplified from them. It goes right from them to us. When you only use one and only praise one and vilify everybody else, that's what you're doing. Now, and there's some kind of moral equivalence. There's a difference between somebody talking mean to you in a restaurant and sending you bombs to blow you up. There's a difference between political, heated political discourse and calling people angry mobs and saying they want to let these people in to harm your country. Now, Donald Trump didn't make that man send those bombs out, but he sure participated. He was the equivalent of yelling fire in a crowded room. He's adding gasoline to an already turbulent situation, and what's worse, he won't take responsibility about it. Look at all the things that people remember a couple of years ago when there was another election when the Republicans wanted everybody to be afraid. What were they afraid of? Ebola. We were afraid of Ebola, and right after they won, it went away, didn't it? Now we're afraid of immigrants in a caravan. Before it was weapons of mass destruction. They always stoke fear to disorient you, to make you believe they're the only ones who can save you. Pimps do that. Donald Trump is complicit in stoking an atmosphere and permeating the atmosphere with superheated political rhetoric. No one's seen it. And there's a hell of a difference between me not being able to finish my meal and somebody blowing my family up. You can be callous about political leaders if you like, but those packages, had they gone off, they weren't just political leaders that got them. They were doormen, they were mailmen, they were truck drivers, they were people that work in the buildings that could have been affected. There were those people's children and family members and neighbors. They were other Americans, in other words. They weren't just those people that could have been affected by that. Those bombs could have went off driving down the street and some innocent bystander get blown up. So I'm not saying you did it, but I'm saying you've used fear. Donald Trump has used fear and anger and hatred to get where he is, and he's trying to use it to stay where he is. You give rich people tax cuts and poor people somebody to fear and blame, and that's what you do. This whole time, this election cycle is about stoking fear so that he can remain in power, so he can mitigate the potential losses he might have in the House and to be able to preserve his majority in the Senate. I don't know what was on that man's mind. But I know it ain't like the right wing is saying. It wasn't Democrats who planted those bombs. Apparently he's a registered Republican, if in fact it's him. Apparently he'd been to Donald Trump rallies, if in fact it was him. I tell you what, if he'd gone to a Black Lives Matter and done that, one Black Lives Matter and done that, the whole movement would be stained by that. He has used fear and hatred to get where he is, and he's trying to use it. Look right now. Instead of looking for immigrants in a caravan, they should have been looking for a white dude in a panel van. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.